begins as USD 394 School Board approves the hiring of the district's new superintendent. We have an exclusive interview with Chuck Lambert.
And later, the Rocket Wrestling team accomplishes something for the first time in 40 years. These stories and more straight ahead on Wake Up Rose Hill.
Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Rose Hill, presented by Channel 7 News. I'm Alyssa Fair.
And I'm Olivia Schneeweiss. Randall Chickadons announced his retirement in October as his district superintendent. An extensive search went into choosing Chickadons' replacements in the months after.
After interviewing 3 different candidates, the school board agreed on Chuck Lambert as the new superintendent. Addison Scanlon has an exclusive interview with Mr. Lambert.
I've been a superintendent for the last 20 years. I'm currently in Bridgeport Public Schools, where I've been the superintendent for 9. Before that, I was at a school called Southern Valley for 9 years. And then I was at another school where I was principal and then superintendent there for a total of 5 years. I originally taught math. And then at the school I've been currently at, when I've had to help out, I've helped with digital marketing. And then as far as college goes, I have a specialist degree from Wayne State College. I drove through here when it was first advertised a couple months ago. And when I drove by and I saw the building and the facility, and I'm like, wow. And then you throw in the community college part. That part's just, it's unusual. Both, in a personal note, both my daughters received 29 credits when they were in high school. So then to see that they could have had the opportunity to actually get an associate arts degree, coming from somebody who also got an associate arts degree myself, that was very intriguing and I think pretty awesome. I'm really a hands-on person. I like to be seen. I like to be around. I like to know what's going on. I like to see the kids succeed. I think this place already has this, but a place where students want to come. So when they come visit from another town, they go, well, I want to go to school here. And that's the thing that I've always taken pride over the last 18 years is when somebody comes and visits, they're like, I want to go to school here. So that's what I see here also. I think I'm very driven and work ethic. I don't like to let anybody outwork me. And that's one of the things I take pride in. Also just experience. And I know that's something that just comes with time, but I think those are probably my 2 main things. 2 things. Love to fish. I've been married for 32 years. And we were high school sweethearts. And we have 2 daughters, one who is 21, and then one who's 28, who's getting her doctorate in clinical psychology. And then we're going to be grandparents in July for the first time. So that's my fun fact.
Coming up next, Jessa Lee has only attended Rose Hill School since she was a freshman, but she has become one of the best female athletes in the school. We talked to Jessa about being this show's Athlete of the Month.
And later, Riley Funk sits down with James Pierman of the Wichita Police Department about a special presentation he gave at the middle school. We'll be right back after our commercial break.
The Rose Hill Public Library is a great community center in Rose Hill. They offer books, movies, and puzzles. They also have story time for children and free internet access, along with printing and faxing available. They are located at 306 North Rose Hill Road, Rose Hill, Kansas. They are open 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays, and they are closed on Fridays and Sundays.
Rose Hill Family Dentistry is a dentist office located on 106 East Yeager Street. They're open Monday through Friday, typically from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Their passion is to make sure their patients are happy, healthy, and able to achieve a confident, amazing smile. They care for all ages, ranging from toddlers to even great-great-grandparents. You can contact them at 316-776-2144.
For 4 years, Jessa Lee has been a contributor on the Rocket basketball team and been a reporter for the Rocket News magazine. What else do you need to know about Jessa? Olivia fills you in.
Wake Up Rose Hill's Athlete of the Month is Jessa Lee. Jessa has been a Rocket since freshman year and has been involved in volleyball, cross country, track, and basketball. She was an honorable mention All-League player last season in basketball and qualified for the state cross country meet this season. Jessa told us her favorite memory in basketball involves her teammates.
My favorite memory is when Reese dunked on the gym downstairs before practice.
Jessa is also a Rocket Productions magazine writer, a 4-year basketball player, and an avid KU fan. We asked Jessa what teacher she would want to play one-on-one, and she said Coach Barger.
I would probably take Barger because he talks a lot of smack, and I feel like it'd be fun.
For Wake Up Rose Hill, I'm Olivia Schneeweiss.
Garrett Funk was a part-time varsity basketball player last season and has been a key contributor to this year's team. Funk, who has attended Rose Hill School since he was in kindergarten, is our second athlete of the month. Addison has more.
Garrett Funk is a senior at Rose Hill High School. He's been attending Rose Hill School since kindergarten and has always found it to be a welcoming environment that he was able to grow up in.
So I've been at Rose Hill since kindergarten, and my experience has been really good. This has been a great town to grow up in, and I've made a lot of memories here and a lot of friends.
Funk's basketball memories are some of the best ones he's had, and he enjoys being able to connect with his team and play the game.
My best memories from basketball is just being able to go there and have fun each day, compete with my best friends and play a sport that I love. This year's team, I feel like we have a ton of chemistry and everyone plays for each other, and our coach, he puts a lot of effort into, all our coaches put a lot of effort into our success. So overall this year, my favorite memory, it's kind of just, being a senior in general. I'm able to have a lot more freedom, and I'm able to, be a leader and set an example for the younger kids at this school.
For Wake Up Rose Hill, I'm Addison Scanlon.
Even though this is just his first year, Chase Owens has become one of the most popular teachers at Rose Hill. What makes him such a student favorite? I checked it out.
Our teacher of the month is Chase Owens. Owens is the new physical science teacher and a sponsor of the robotics team. He explains that Rose Hill's friendliness is what caught his attention and made him want to teach here.
I interviewed at 8 different schools, filled out a handful of different applications. I think it was 16 in total. But coming to Rose Hill, just straight out the gate, the staff, the students, everyone was really friendly, really an environment I hadn't seen yet. So just straight out the gate with the interview process, I knew I wanted to be here.
Owens explains how successful the robotics team was this year and how their trip to Denver went for regionals.
Robotics season went really well, actually. We went to our local competition at WSU, and we left with, I think, 6 awards. We drove to Colorado. We competed in Golden, Colorado at the University of Mines. We got first place in the marketing notebook at Denver for regionals, and we're planning on going back next year and coming back with more.
For Wake Up Rose Hill, I'm Alyssa Fair.
Coming up next, Riley Funk has a special interview with James Pierman of the Wichita Police Department. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
The Rose Hill Vet Clinic is a clinic that offers pet exams, adoptions, and other pet services. You can find them at 110 North Rose Hill Road. They are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays and closed on Saturdays and Sundays. You can contact them at 316-776-0040. They are locally owned and have been in business since 1982.
Being a part of Rock Solid does take its toll on the crew.
Thanks for watching, and stay rock solid.
Cut! After we finish, we have to do it all over again for the foreign exchange students.
Buenos días, amigo. Ben tiene un paquete.
And welcome to this special segment of Wake Up Rose Hill. My name is Riley Funk, and sitting next to me is Detective James Pierman, who works for the Wichita Police Department. We are going to discuss the dangers and threats of social media. First off, I'd like to ask, how's your day been this morning?
So far, so good. It's been pretty busy. I had to get up and get my kids to school so I could get over here.
Yeah, normal morning. What is it that you do? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. I work for the Wichita Police Department. I work in a specialized section. It's called the Internet Crimes Against Children. So my job there is to, deal with crimes that happen on the internet, especially dealing with children and being exploited sexually on the internet.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, how long have you been in this field of work?
I have been in the ICAC, or Internet Crimes Against Children. I've been there now for about 3.5 years.
What are the different types of cases that you and your team have handled and work with?
It's a very diverse group of cases really that we work with. My specialization, I guess you could say, is I get assigned the cases within Sedgwick County of all the kids that are doing the sexting. So the kids that are sending their nude photos back and forth, and specifically the ones that come out of the schools or the ones that I get.
What are some of the statistics regarding these types of cases?
Oh goodness, I mean, I don't know that there's any direct number that I can give you, but I can tell you that unfortunately these cases are on the increase, especially since COVID. Everybody got a computer and was sent home, so we've seen an increase in these cases in about 300% over the past 2 years.
What would you say is like the normal age for this to be happening?
Oh, the normal age, the case ranges that I work are typically anywhere from about 12 years old to about 17.
Oh, wow. What apps is usually targets for this?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
What apps are usually targets for this type of crime?
What apps? There's no really specific app that is used. I've worked on them, well, specifically the ones that kids are usually involved in, I know, are Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Those are probably the big three, followed up closely by Discord, but then there's also YouTube. There's, I know what I was going to say, but yeah, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter. I've worked cases on any of those apps.
That's very surprising. Where do the perpetrators tend to base themselves physically, like in the Wichita area?
And that's what's interesting about the cases that I work, because it's not people that are just in Wichita or Sedgwick County. In fact, I work on what's called a task force. So we actually work cases all throughout the state. I don't work just here in Sedgwick County. I've got a special commission through the district, or the Kansas Attorney's Office. So we work pretty much the whole southeastern part of the state. So we'll work anything from like Hutchinson all the way down to the Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri border. That's our area of operation. So pretty big area, but we don't work just where the bad guys are because it's the internet. So my victims may be here in Wichita or somewhere in the southeastern part of the state, but I've had people that are arrested. Just talked to an attorney, district attorney yesterday that's in Minnesota. I've worked some cases where people in New York City, Texas, just all over the United States. It doesn't matter. Bad guys are everywhere.
Yeah. How can parents and kids prevent becoming victims of this?
Oh goodness. Well, for my kids, the biggest thing is just being safe. The number one rule that I institute, especially with even my own kids on being on social media, only be friends with people that you've actually met these people in person. You know them face to face, because you don't know what's on the other side of that digital screen. That person can make themselves out to be a teenager when in reality they're 30, 40, 50 years old. You don't know. So be careful about who you're friends with. As far as parents go, pay attention to what your kids are doing. Know how those different apps work, know the different ins and outs of them, the Snapchats, Instagrams, the little things that they do. Some do things that are different than others. So be aware of it, and don't be afraid to talk to your kids about being safe.
Now, if a kid was to become a victim, how should they deal with it and what should they do?
That's a hard question, because anybody that's been a victim, it's hard for them to come forward and say, this has happened to me, especially when it comes to a sexual type crime. So it's embarrassing, but it really needs to be told. Somebody needs to tell an adult about what happened, so that way 911 can be called, and we can start the process and really get it going.
What are the penalties for people that are charged?
And that varies. There's a lot of different variances. So even as a juvenile, somebody under the age of 18, you can get in trouble for this. You can be charged as a felony, which is up to a felony is a minimum of 1 year in jail. Even as a kid under the age of 18. The adults that we deal with, typically we see about 10 to 15 years in jail, and then they're going to be registered as a sex offender for the rest of their life. The biggest difference in there's a law out there, it's called Jessica's Law. And if the victim is under the age of 14, you're looking at 25 years to life, minimum sentence.
How often does this happen? Like, would you say a yearly rate?
Oh my goodness, way too much. On a yearly basis, just looking at my numbers, I probably work a little over 200 cases a year myself. Wow. Because in the 3.5 years, I've had about 700 cases.
Okay, after the charges are placed, what are the long-term effects, whether it's the victim or perpetrator? For example, like applying for jobs or colleges or schools.
Well, I mean, the victim's not going to see anything as far as like applying for jobs or school or anything like that, but there are effects as far as psychological effects that they're going to have to deal with, and that's what's really cool about where I work. Because I work, it's called the Child Advocacy Center.
Yeah.
So I don't just work in the police station like a normal police detective. The Child Advocacy Center has, yes, we have the Wichita Police Department and Sedgwick County Sheriff's there, but we also have DCF is there, so the social workers that come out and help us do investigations too. But we also have what are called advocates, and the advocates, they're the ladies that's all they do is they help me find counseling and therapy for the victims and the kids that this has happened to. So that's really cool, and it's even better because we have another wing of our building where it is just therapy. We actually have on-site therapists to help these people out. That's the biggest issue with a kid that becomes a victim of this and what they're going to have to deal with going down the road. Now, as far as, you know, kind of what we talked about with the punishments, I mean, if you're a juvenile, you can still be registered as a sex offender if you do some of this stuff. So you can be registered for up to 5 years or until you turn 18. But if you're a registered sex offender, you have to disclose that if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to go to college, and that can really, really affect your life, and that can be a bad situation. So it's not something you want to be a part of, and even as adults, it's going to be the same problem that they're going to have as well.
Has there been any cases in small town, or does this just happen in big city problems?
It's not a big city problem. It's an everywhere problem. I've had a suspect that I arrested here in Rose Hill. So it doesn't matter where you are, where you live. These people are out there. You just don't know who they are or what they look like.
What advice would you give to people watching this today?
The biggest and I think best advice that I would give is, it's hard to say this, but don't trust anybody. You need to know those people that you're talking to online. They need to be somebody that you've met in person and somebody that you feel comfortable with and that you can trust. That's the best advice I can give you. Next to that is, if you see something happening, if you know it's happening to somebody else, even if somebody's just out there and they ask you for your picture, report that, because if they're asking it from you, I guarantee you there's 20 other people that they're asking it from as well. So it's a pattern that I want to get stopped. It's something I want to help people and get it fixed and not have it continue.
Okay, well, thank you, Detective Pearman, for joining us today. You've given us a lot of information to think about. And thank you for joining us today for Wake Up Rose Hill. I'm Riley Funk.
It's been 2 days, no food, no water. We're so hungry, parched. Oh my God, Adam, look. Holy crap, it's Louis. Dude, is that a burger restaurant? Oh my God. Dude, we gotta go. We gotta go. Oh my God. I'm so hungry, dude. I'm so hungry. Finally. Dude, food. No!
Restaurant. Louis Cafe is located in the middle of Rose Hill near the train tracks at 107 South Rose Hill Road. It is open from 11 to 8 Monday through Saturday. Louis serves American cuisine and fried chicken. You can also reach Louis at 316-776-9005.
Are you looking for a restaurant for a relaxing Friday night? Then I would like to introduce you to Happy House. What makes Happy House special is that you can watch the chef prepare your meal. Just choose your meat, seafood, vegetables, and watch as the chef prepares your dish fresh and juicy right before your eyes. If this has convinced you to come to Happy House at 202 East Silknitter Street at Rose Hill now and enjoy your meal.
Welcome back to Wake Up Rose Hill. I'm Hayden Swope here with your Rocket Sports Update. The wrestling team held their annual tournament here at home last weekend, making history. For the first time in 40 years, the Rockets secured a well-earned victory. Sophomores Johnny Leck and Damon Ingram, as well as senior Bronx Wood, all had a good weekend, with all of them taking first place. Ingram not only won an important match, but also took down the top-ranked wrestler at the time. Heading into the state meet, all three wrestlers will be ones to watch. Head coach Chris Seyfright said that this being the first time winning that tournament impacted both the team and the program.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big deal. It's a big deal for the kids. It is something that we have talked about. I think it was the 40th tournament that we've had, and to never win it before this year, that's pretty cool for the kids. It's something that's never been done.
Boys basketball played here at home last Tuesday night against Augusta. Let's take a look at the highlights. Junior Jace Evans had the first basket of the game, and not too long after, Connor Wallace's pass to Evans put the Rockets up early in the first quarter. Senior Garrett Funk also got in there with a three to keep the game close. Kellen Semino took one into the basket with Rose Hill leading 15-12. Evans again with a short two. He had 20 on the night. Late in the fourth, with the Orioles up 10, Hunter Roy broke away for a layup with the Rockets only down 8. In the end, Augusta brought it home, winning 57-47. The Rockets took on the Collegiate Spartans at home last Friday and walked away with an unfortunate 62-48 loss. Tonight, Rose Hill travels to Wellington to take on the Crusaders. The boys' swim team is getting ready to head to the state meet next weekend, with senior Dante Robinson nearing a state qualification time in the 100-meter butterfly. Head coach Rob Roach said he is proud of the work that has been put in getting close to the end of the season.
I'm very happy with their kicking it into high gear here towards the end of the season. Everyone's doing personal records on every meet and progressing every time, so very happy.
Back to you, Olivia.
Thanks, Hayden. That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to check out Robert. Whoa. Pause. Thanks, Hayden. That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to check out Rocket Productions on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm Olivia Schneeweiss.
And I'm Alyssa Fair. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Wake Up Rose Hill.